We lost Dusty Hill a few weeks ago. We had Austin Hanks on, who is Billy Gibbons' best friend. Austin from Slick Lily here in the Birmingham area has played in a plethora of different bands. He now lives out in the California area. His interview was fantastic. You can go wherever you get our KCAST radio or Kurre and Klapow podcast. It was fantastic. He was the first one that Billy called when he heard that Dusty had passed away. And then Charlie Watts passed away last week.
That's been interesting.
And I know we haven't talked since that happened. We've talked, but we haven't been doing a show together. That was kind of like a wow. And again, even at the age of 80, you just don't think these cats are going to die. You just don't.
See,
it's whenever an old person breaks the hip, it's over, right?
That's it. Well, that's what you go.
And
ahead.
so whenever someone goes in for an indisclosed surgical procedure,
That's
at this point, I'm going, okay, it's over.
Well, and he was 80.
Did I think that? And you know. And we'll have Damon Johnson on this week. The Gary Rosington situation is another one of those situations where, okay, he's going to be out. He'll join the tour when he gets back. And it's kind of like, you know, and God forbid, but it's kind of like, okay, we're all getting up there in age. So it shouldn't have surprised that Charlie Watts died, but he was so eclectic, stoic. He was perfect. He was a classical guy. He used to listen to Duke Ellington. He picked up a banjo at the age of 12, ripped the arm off it, and ended up playing the banjo part as a drum. And was always dressed to the nines, and you're just kind of like, no, of all the Rolling Stones to go, Charlie Watts would be the last one you
Did Charlie Watts have any, you followed his career?
He did.
He had some dirt in his career?
What did he
do?
Suffered drug addiction.
He did.
Alcoholism years ago. Was clean. When he passed away, he either died drunk or died sober, and he died sober. And so I don't know if that played into any of it.
No,
they were all into a lot of different things. And so, but of all the guys in the band, and I mentioned there's not too many bands where you can name all the members. You know, Ronnie, Keith, you know, Charlie, and Mick, and you're kind of like John Paul, Georgia Ringer. You just don't know too many drummers. So an amazing loss there. And again, we'll have Damon Johnson on, I think, on Wednesday to talk about Charlie Watts and his life, our rock and roll correspondent, Damon Johnson. He is not only in Leonard Skinner, but he's our rock and roll correspondent.
We're going to talk to him about my favorite thing that happened for him this past weekend. I asked you this. You never responded to me.
What's up?
Has anyone ever opened for themselves?
I'm sure they have.
But in that way?
Yeah, well, he's doing an acoustic set. And I'm assuming it's Damon Johnson to Get Ready, I guess.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
He's double dipping is what he's doing.
That's what I'm asking you. Have you ever heard of that? I mean, well, I'm going to ask him, but have you ever heard of, because it's such a unique circumstance. He's in one band. It's like playing.
Well, could Jack Blades open up for Night Ranger by playing damn Yankee songs?
It's different, though.
Is it? Not really.
Yeah, I guess it is. No, you're right. I mean, no, that would be it. Yeah, that would be it. Have they? No, they just play their songs during the show. Yeah,
probably because you think it's probably too much.
Well,
but Damon's not the original member of Leonard Skinner, so he can pull it off.
Playing a pitch. What's the sports analogy? You're an offensive lineman or whatever, and they need you to play defense for a minute.
He's Ohtani for the A's. He's pitching and he's hitting 40 home runs a year.
Yeah, but
he's double dipping.
But Damon's doing it as a.
I love it because Damon's music on his own is much different than I think Leonard Skinner's music. He may say it's different.
Man,
but
I got a bromance with that guy.
I do too.
He's just great. Okay.
Ed Asner passed away, and this was like 3 pages down. I was like, what? And I was I was waiting to see if it was sponsored. Ed Asner was huge.
You know why? This is sad. This is really sad. He was 91.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it was not a, terrible surprise. I mean, it always is. It's tragic. 91. And then look at the state of the world. If you're a news director, right? What are you going to do? You got a hurricane. You got Afghanistan. You got COVID. You got hospitals.
This was below like some bustle stuff. This was I was kind of like, what? Ed Asner passed away, and it was just yesterday. I'm thinking, was it a week ago? Because he was 91. He won 7 Emmys. When you think of Ed Asner, what's the first thing you think of?
Mary Tyler Moore.
See, I think of Elf. Well, this the first thing I thought of is, oh no, Santa Claus died.
Oh, but Mary Tyler Moore.
I just remember him in that role. Maybe it's because I don't watch a lot of replays of Mary Tyler Moore. It was a great show, and I used to watch a lot of it. But yeah, so I guess that's our third one, I guess.
So it's people dying in threes. It's not what the category.
No, it's celebrities.
Okay, and celebrities broadly defined: sports, music.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they really don't go in threes because you can
Because
always.
Dusty didn't. I mean,
You can always find a third.
Well,
Did you hear the drummer for the Raspberries died? Well, there you go. There's your three. Well, we're always going to find three people that are going to.
Do you have a statute of limitations on the duration?
It's got to be as long as the second one is still fresh. And Charlie Watts, because of his longevity and how big he was, that added to.
Okay,
the
so this
third
was
leg.
a long. So the first. Well, so Dusty. I mean, Dusty was huge.
That's what I'm going.
Terrible.
That's what I'm going with. It really is. Yeah,
that's terrible.
And again, I think we're going to be going through.
Well, we are. You know, and you and I have been saying this. We keep saying this. We keep saying this. I mean, maybe everybody knows, and this is this. I want to. We need to extract their stories.
Yeah.
Like before they're dead. That's why we're doing this show.
Well,
so
Annie was 91, which is a damn good long life.
How old's Betty White? 100 and something?
She's like 99 or almost 100.
Betty White, when Betty White goes, that is going to be from just a cultural standpoint. Because everybody's waiting. They're not waiting for her to die, but everybody. I told you, so every time I see her name in the headlines, I'm sure she's dead.
Yeah.
And she's, I mean, if you're 99, you only have, at best, 8-7 years. I'm pushing.
We say that when you're 75, and now we're saying.
I know, but I'm saying, like, it's just literally. Well, I told you my grandfather's story. I mean, like, that's the thing. When you're at that age, I've heard my mom say this. My mom's going to be 80 this year. Mm-hmm. She is acutely aware, and she's in perfect health, but she's acutely aware that there's only so many years left. Like, I think for us, if you're 30, and this isn't you could go at any time. This is assuming that I live my life. At 30, I got 70 years.
Yeah.
And man, you start hitting a certain age, and it goes from the back of your mind to the front of your mind. Yeah. But then I think once you pass a certain age, let's just say 90s, you're like, okay, I made it over the hump.